we have very little releases that have actually been coming out lately. However, there is a company that said, no, Hot Toys is quiet right now, but we are not, right? And that is InArt Collectibles. InArt Collectibles has, you know what? We are going to hit you with that Gandalf. We said Gandalf is coming in August, right? And they said this is squad goals right here. This is Gandalf rolling up with the squad. He's rolling deep, right? Gandalf's ready. He's showing off. He's showing the staff, the book, the fireworks, everything. InArt announced a lot of different things here. They updated with the fireworks. They upgraded the inscriptions on the ring. The ring looks really, really good, actually. I forgot it even came with that. I didn't even remember it. This came out pretty nice, actually. I think the hair looks good. The head sculpt looks good. InArt released something pretty good, apparently. We'll see when it gets to collectors' collections. But Kiko, should we applaud InArt's efforts here with what they're doing, updating their figures, providing more detailed accessories, communicating? I was pretty happy with this. What do you think? You're muted still. Yeah, you're muted still.
There I am.
There you go.
Hi, how are you?
What's up, dude?
Feel free to go ahead and clip that part out.
No, we're gonna leave it in, bro.
No, I was looking for one of the little memes that I was going to send you because we've talked about this before, and I can't figure out like how to get it back to you. Anyway,
okay.
You remember when we were patting the backs of InArt for doing the bare ass minimum, and I sent you that meme of like the guy on the podium biting the metal, shooting the champagne in his face, but he's like really at the bottom tier. That's still this. Now, I can't wait for Daniel to hit the threads right now and let us know exactly how we're feeling about InArt. But let's go ahead and give that round of applause for that second release, y'all. Second release. Even though I've not seen anybody with this actually outside of the people working here at InArt. So as soon as it starts getting out there, I can't wait to see how it actually turns out in people's hands. All that to say, should we applaud InArt's efforts here? Sure. Why not? I mean, I've shat on them for 18 months. Did they get a win here? Sure. I mean, as I told you, and this may shock some people, I appreciate the Tolkien work. I appreciate the Tolkien lore. It just is not for me. I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan. I've seen them all, but it was during that time where I was like, do I really want to go see Attack of the Clones, or do I want to go see, Lord of the Rings? And I opted for Star Wars and Attack of the Clones. Now, I'm not saying this doesn't look good. Granted, I've not seen it in hand yet, but is this the InArt quality that everyone has been looking forward to? I certainly hope so, but I will say this. I do applaud the fact, Daniel, are you out there? I do applaud that they wanted to try something with that magnetic rolling eye system. I didn't even know that was a thing. I think that was a surprise to most people. They did not expect them to try to be innovative when it comes to the moving eyes, because there was a little bit of pushback from, they're like, my Joker's cross-eyed or whatever it may be. And so it seems that they were trying to do something new with this figure and possibly other ones. And maybe that's the cause of the delay, is because they were trying to figure out the eye system. So now they went back to the same stick system that the Joker had, and we may get some wobbly, wonky eyes, but I do applaud you for trying to put innovation in. Now, where do we go from here? Is that worthy of you saying, well, we messed up the eyes, it took a little bit longer, here's some shitty fireworks and some mushrooms? That doesn't mean anything to me. I mean, if I was like hyped for, like, I don't know if, did they put like the original picture of him holding like the little the little fireworks? That was one of the,
I think the fireworks were an addition. I don't remember them, but
fireworks and the mushroom is a silly thing. No, when you have a moment like, hey, I just paid $600 for this Gandalf figure. Do I want him to hold his staff and sword, or do I want him to hold some fireworks? I mean, let's think about that. It's a nice add-on. Cool. Right. Yeah. Pats on the back, whatever. I'm excited we can get this out of there, because as long as this gets in people's hands, it gives us something to talk about. Because I want, and don't get me wrong, people, I want there to be competition in the 6-scale community. I want them to put out figures, because now that this one is down, we are that much closer than me getting InArt Daenerys revealed and Michael Jackson revealed and released. So yes, we're take another one off. Let's keep going here. So I think I've definitely sold my soul here essentially at this point, because I've never given InArt this much praise. Although I did say once I fixed my Joker's hair, I turned around on that figure in general. This is great. This is undeniably who it is. I think it's a great addition for people that really want a Sir Ian McKellen accurate Gandalf, light years better than Asmus, all that. I mean, it's not even a competition at that point. Some people are going to complain the beard's not long enough. Some people are going to complain the cloak's not long enough. I don't want to see his shoes. Things like that. You're going to have people complained about all the inaccuracies about the Joker, the fact he didn't come with a pencil, everything. Everyone's going to bitch about something. But you have your second release. Let's have some good things. There's going to be problems with this as once people start reviewing it. I know there's going to be. And we'll talk about that next week. I can't wait. So with that being said, congratulations, everybody that's been waiting on this. Thank you for your patience. Enjoy your fireworks and your mushroom. Let's get on to the next thing. But yes, 2 down, a lot more to go.
Dude, Kiko, I absolutely love this, man. I love that this Gandalf is being released like this. Look, apparently what they said was August. They hit August. I got to give them props for that. And again, people, it's funny on both. You get criticism on both sides. Like every once in a while, I'll say, okay, like it's not releasing things fast enough, and then the diehard InArt fans will come after me and be like, oh, Will, you're not being fair. And then I'll say like, oh, InArt's really great, and then the diehard Hot Toys fans will come after me and be like, oh, like well, Hot Toys blah blah blah, and your InArt's only released one figure. I'm like, you can't really win no matter which opinion you offer. So to me, it's like I love InArt. I think they're great. I'm excited for what they do. I have faith in them, but I did want them to release things and be a little more active than they have been in recent times. So that's always a criticism that I've maintained, especially over the last several months. But this Gandalf, I've always been excited for, bro. I think it came out great. I will say I do see a slight decline from proto to final, but I think it's within that reasonable range. We always say like 5 to 10%. I think that's what you're looking at here. I think you're looking at 5% maybe of a decline, which is reasonable.
And I don't think
that's
people
reasonable.
get that. I don't think people understand how, and maybe it'd be good to, here you go, Will, here's an educational video that you can put on your channel, is do a little bit of a deep dive into how some of these are made, from the casting and the sculpting and things like that, because I think people think that it's literally one person. I don't know. I don't know what people think, but it's going to happen. So to think that it's going to come out perfect all the time, I mean, that you have to put a little bit of realism in there.
Yeah, 100%. And it looks great. I mean, yeah, and I saw a shout out to Oxfather on Collecting Weekly. He was just like, are the pants printed? Do they have XYZ? Like, I'm not that particular about it. Like, I just think, as long as it looks pretty good to me, then it looks good, right? So, but Natalie, I want to let you jump in here. What do you think? I mean, should we applaud InArt's efforts here? Are you pretty happy with what you're seeing? Are you going to pick this up? What are your thoughts?
So by just the concept of them adding something because they couldn't do something, sure, I definitely think that's a win for anyone who bought it, right? I think the the fireworks and the mushroom is a little strange. There's probably about a million things they could have given instead that would have been a better option than fireworks and mushrooms, especially since Kiko said like he comes with a staff. I'm always gonna put a staff in his hand and not the thing of mushrooms. But I mean, hey, 4th of July, you can pose him with fireworks. That's cool. Deadpool, I put a little Santa hat on him. And so like every once in a while.
That's a good idea, actually.
4th of July Gandalf, he's festive, but he probably could have came with almost anything else. Maybe I don't even know. I couldn't even say. I don't really watch, or I don't think I've even seen all the Lord of the Rings. I started watching.
You're not missing anything. You're not missing anything.
No, okay, I'm gonna have to mute both of you because now we got to get you on the Lord. You said I got you on Arthur Morgan. I got to get you on Lord of the Rings.
I tried. I watched the first one. I got about halfway through it. I couldn't really watch it again. But the second one and the third one I ended up watching. I was like, I can't do that first one again. Let's just see what happens. And they were in the same place. They were in the same exact place when I dropped off halfway through the first one. So I feel like I'm good. But he looks so good. He looks really good. I think he looks good. I think from just like likeness, I think he looks just like the actor. I think the beard looks a little off in some of them. They all look different. So everyone will have a unique one, that's for sure. Some are gonna have a really wide beard. Some are gonna have the very curly beard. Some of them look a little fuzzy. So Kiko, if you think your Joker was a little fuzzy or fizzy,
luckily Kiko's not getting this one.
I think he learned his lesson.
Yeah. Well, honestly, did you see Kiko fixed his? He fixed his Joker.
Very good, very good. I'm happy for you.
Yeah,
I'm happy. So I have a feeling that like the longer the hair, the easier it is to fix or to style. So I don't know how well it's going to work when they get really short hair. I already saw that with the Pattinson, whatever Batman. What's his name? Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
With just the regular Bruce Wayne. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it looks really good. I think we should applaud their efforts because at the end of the day, they didn't have to do anything. They could have just said, oh, well, eyes are going to move the old way. I really appreciate their level of communication, if anything. So, and whoever wrote their issued statement, either, like you said, it was either Chat GPT or it was like someone with a degree in that kind of thing.
It certainly sounded like ChatGPT a little bit. Like,
I mean, they did say to improve your gaming experience.
yeah, and there were a couple things in there. I was like, yeah, but hey, use AI to your benefit.
And you know how I feel about companies out there using ChatGPT to make their press releases. I'm not exactly excited about that. Need a little more authenticity, people.
You can't please them all.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like, I want them to communicate with me, but I want them to do it authentically.
Yeah,
and only
yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
but I mean,
I do applaud it. I think that it was really good, especially the fact that they openly admitted, like, hey, we were having QC problems, and that's a big problem in the community. I think a lot of people, they would rather wait than get a Joker that leans and falls. So letting you know, hey, we had to switch because of that. It shows that they're taking the extra care into their QC. And I think that's what sets them apart, right? If I was just so I do have. Last stream, I said I don't collect anything DC. I lied. I do have a Flash figure. So the Flash is my favorite character for DC. I just like the Flash in general. I used to watch it as a kid. That was my first statue. I have the Sideshow premium format Flash. I've got the CW Flash. I don't like Ezra's Flash, not because of him. Just I don't like the costume. But anyway, I digress. So that figure, Hot Toys should not have passed that through. They tried to do shading on the sides of his rib cage, and instead it was just a zigzag. It literally is a printed zigzag instead of shading. That's so lazy. And I love that character, so I bought it anyway, but I'm really disappointed with it. And I don't think that InArt would pass something through like that. They would stop. They'd rather let it be delayed. They'd rather, put flaps along the side of the chest if they couldn't figure that out. And I think that's what they did here. So I give them at least that kind of applause.
Yeah, and that's a huge thing, Nat. No doubt about it. I will say though, and someone pointed out in the chat, like the bases, the magnetic bases. This is not something that InArt has really said anything about, because I'm guessing they just don't really see it as a problem. Like I'm assuming that that's my only assumption, right? Because I think some people think it's, oh, well, it's posing incorrectly, or maybe you don't have the feet in the right spot. I mean, look, maybe I'm posing that Joker incorrectly. I can just tell you, I don't trust that magnetic base. That's just my opinion. That's my perspective. I wouldn't use it. Some people have used it with perfectly good success. I wouldn't do it. It just gives me a little bit of pause and hesitation. It makes me super nervous. When I look at this Gandalf, I love the base. That's the problem with InArt. Like, you're paying for the base and the base is awesome, but it's like, I don't know how difficult it would be to like put a little peg in there that you could cover with like a piece of plastic or whatever material, and then you could put a crotch grabber into it, or you could cover it if you want to use the magnetic portion. To me, like, I don't understand why that would be. They have no interest in doing that, but it just, to me, it's like I feel like I'm very much rolling the dice with these bases unless this one has been corrected. Unless they have a bigger magnet across the whole base, that I think would be, but they don't, I guess they don't seem to think it's a problem.
Have you seen the people that modded their Joker bases?
I saw they put a bigger they cut it, they basically
it's pretty simple
unscrewed
at that point.
Yeah, exactly, and put a bigger magnet underneath, and it supposedly works great.
But I think if they would have done that, they would have announced it. They announced the magnetic rolling eyeball, right? I think they would have said, hey, guess what we put in here? It won't lean over anymore.
Exactly.
So
and you know what?
Pretty sure they did.
What was super interesting, Natalie and Kiko, is the thing with the eyes, like Kiko was bringing up. The thing with the eyes, most people, including myself, were like, oh, I forgot it had that feature, right? Like, most people didn't really care. They were like, as long as I can move the eyes and it's not difficult, I don't give a fuck what you call it. Like, if it's, magnetic movable eyes or a peg in the back, whatever. And I'm just happy that they, QC'd it, and they were just like, you know what, this is not going to work. Let's just go the standard route and make it good. So that's what I would say. I mean, I got to give them credit for that too. So I think this is a W for InArt. Like, I really got to give them a lot of credit here. I think they did a good job, it looks like. I think they communicated in the end, and, they were honest about it. So I think this is a win. So happy to pick this one up. Kit's going to be shipping mine hopefully sometime in the near future. I'm very excited about that. And I know some people were looking for it. Kit, I'm hoping we'll have more. I don't know. I mean, we're just gonna have to see if he gets more. But as of now, I've not heard anything. So keep your eyes out on that one, guys.